Unshackled from shadows, she will rise in moonlit glory and carve a path of brightness to the accursed one's second death. So saith the wise Alondo.
Who is Jaheira? Wise, protective, independent, nurturing, alluring, and devoted to her beliefs. Ever since my Viconia video, I have been asked to do more companion lore videos, and one of the most requested has been Jaheira. Jaheira is the rare companion in the Baldur's Gate series who can be recruited in all 3 games. There are a few games that decide to devote script and story to returning characters. Sometimes it's just easier to write a new companion or character and not have to recreate the spirit of the original game or games. When a character is given the opportunity to grow with the story, then there is a natural intrigue and concern for the companion that we have spent so much of our time listening to, reading about their backstory, remembering the shared adventures, and seeing the development of the character over the course of hours upon hours of gameplay. It stands to reason that people would be interested in that character's progression over the course of time. In the case of Jaheira, we have gone decades between revisiting her story through gameplay that covers over 120 years of information. So sit back, relax with your favorite snack and beverage as we dive into the lore of Jaheira. Before we begin, I think it is important to remind everyone that this is a lore video, so some story spoilers may occur. I will try to stay away from the main story topics, but there are some unavoidable subjects that may spill into spoiler territory. So if you are worried about hearing about game spoilers, then I highly encourage playing the games first, as I don't intend on covering all possible playthroughs, but rather focusing on the lore. We begin our story in Baldur's Gate 1 at the fabled Candlekeep that lies just off the Sword Coast. Our main character is the Ward of Gorion, a mage of significant renown, but to us, he is simply our father. For the purposes of the video, we will call our character Elise, a thief with a noble heart but sticky fingers. You might be wondering why we are beginning here rather than with Jaheira. Well, to answer that, we must first examine who Gorion really is rather than just a mage. Years before, Gorion and a group of Harpers saved us from being sacrificed to an evil-aligned deity. The Harpers are a group that warrants its own 3-hour video. But in a nutshell, they are an independent group with its own council and policies that are designed to secure peace, assist those that justice has failed, and seek to preserve knowledge. We are told that we need to prepare for a journey outside of Candlekeep with Gorion as soon as possible, but the reasons are unknown to us. Once we are ready to leave, Gorion gives us further instructions.
Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jaheira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them. Let's hurry, child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I'll explain everything as soon as there is time. Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Get out of here!
Dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
When the morning arrives, the main character is greeted by our childhood friend and asked to join us. We try to explain what happened, but she is already aware of the outcome. It is up to you if you want her to join you and meet with the people at the Friendly Arm Inn that your father suggested. It doesn't take long before we encounter enemies and dangers on and off the road. We may not know where our journey will lead, but acquiring more traveling companions may be necessary for the adventures ahead. Along the way, our adventurer encounters 2 other travelers, a fellow thief and a mage, who have no issues joining us but have an appointment with the mayor of a nearby town. We explain that that is something we could accommodate, but we have similarly been asked to meet with others first. The 2 agree to travel with us but encourage a rapid investigation into the troubles to the south. We begin to wonder if we even need the assistance of our father's suggestion. Would they even be there by the time we arrive? How will I identify them? Would they even help us? Perhaps assisting the people that the mage and thief mentioned is more timely. It is during this time of reflection that we are approached by an aged man in distinct robes and carries an aura of magic about him.
Ho there, wanderer. Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man.
It's been nigh unto a 10-day since I've seen a soul walking this road, and I've been without decent conversation since. Travelling nowadays appears to be the domain of the desperate or the deranged. If thou wouldst pardon my intrusion, may I require which pertains to thee?
Well, a fair bit of desperate, actually. Might you know the way to the Friendly Arm Inn? I was told I might find some friends there.
That I would. The inn is but a short distance to the north, and its doors are open to all. I have no doubt that thy friends shall be there, waiting with open arms. My sympathies for any hardships the road may have inflicted upon thee, though I am certain everything shall turn out for the best. But I have wasted too much of thy time and said too much already. I shall take my leave and wish thee all the best.
After speaking to the cordial traveler, our hero becomes encouraged to hear that our friends are likely waiting for us at the Friendly Arm Inn. We begin the walk north and travel through the night until we see the dim glow of torchlights from a gatehouse. We are given safe passage and instructed to not cause trouble or violence by the guards. The inn is more of a castle than a rustic lodging, but we begin to look for the adventurers our father advised us to find. As we approach the entrance, the warm glow of safety and the sounds of merriment help us forget about the dark, dangerous night we left behind.
This is definitely my kind of place. Lots of rich and drunk pockets to pick. All right, Imoen, you take the left and I'll handle the right.
In the corner of the room, we see a well-armed and armored couple who have had their eyes on us from the moment we walked in the door.
Good day, friend. You are the child of Gorion, are you not? I recognize you from his letters, for he writes of you often. Forgive my manners. I am Jaheira, and this is Khalid, my husband.
Good to know you.
We are old friends of your adopted father. He is not with you? I must assume the worst. He would not permit his only child to wander without his accompaniment.
If he has passed, we share your loss.
Gorion often said that he worried for your safety, even at the expense of his own. He also wished that Khalid and I would become your guardians, if he should ever meet an untimely end. However, you are much older now, and the choice of your companions should be your own.
We could travel with you until you get settled, help you find your lot in life.
It would be a fitting last service to him, though we should first go to Nashkel. Khalid and I look into local concerns, and there are rumors of strange things happening at the mines. No doubt you have heard of the iron shortage. You would do well to help us. It affects everyone, including you. We are to meet with the mayor of the town, Baron Gastkill.
If my father trusted you, then your company would be most welcome.
Well, good. We'll leave as soon as you are ready, although it should be soon.
We have finally met Jaheira and Khalid and make plans for Nashkel. It is mysterious that these two are so eager to assist others. They have clearly shown to have our welfare a high priority, but also realize that we are capable and suggest helping the region with the iron crisis. The fact that these two are so concerned about others despite having no direct ties to the area may be an indicator of who they represent. When asked about his past, Khalid nervously reveals that he was born and raised in the nation of Kalimshan. He does not say much of his parents, but you get the feeling that his merchant father thought little of him, devoting much more attention to Khalid's half-brothers. Khalid thus threw himself into the martial pursuits, studying under the members of the city militia. He doesn't go into detail on how he met Jaheira, but his adoration of her is obvious. When asked about how he knew Gorion, he will only say that they have been lifelong friends, and that many shared acquaintances will mourn his loss with harp song. When asked about her past, Jaheira glares as she speaks. She says that she was born in the Tether region to a loyalist of the King Alamander regime, unfortunately during the Tetheran Civil War. Her family was among the nobles targeted by the angry mobs of peasants, and she was only spared because a servant girl took her from their castle before it fell. They fled into the force of Tether and stumbled across an enclave of druids willing to take the child. Jaheira grew up a very headstrong girl, believing the only way to protect nature was to have an active role in the world. She seemed to have little in common with Khalid, but even though her manner is often confrontational, she apparently cares deeply for him. Her admiration of Gorion is obvious, and she plainly states that whomever was responsible for his death will suffer an equal fate. Let's go back and focus on some of the details that her biography mentioned. She was born in the region of Tether to a noble family. Tether is situated in the southern part of the continent of Faerun. Historically, it was known for its coastal cities and strategic location along trade routes. The coastal location and vibrant ports make it a melting pot of cultures and races, contributing to its rich and diverse heritage. The diversity is reflected in everything from its cuisine to its local customs and traditions. The region has a rich tapestry of history marked by various periods of conflict, prosperity, and cultural development. It was once part of the ancient empire of Shun, which left a lasting influence on its architecture, culture, and politics. After the fall of the Shun Imperium, Tether experienced a series of power struggles and invasions by neighboring regions and pirate factions. During the reign of King Alamander II, the nobility was a powerful and influential class, holding vast estates and significant economic power. Nobles included dukes, counts, and barons, with titles often passed down through generations. They played crucial roles in administration, defense, and the economy, while also engaging in trade and maintaining private armies. The relationship between the crown and the nobility required careful management. King Alamander II had to balance noble loyalty and rivalries to maintain stability. Tetherian nobility was known for its chivalric traditions, courtly manners, and patronage of the arts, hosting grand feasts and tournaments. The Tether Civil War, also known as the Tetherian Interregnum, devastated the kingdom. This turbulent period occurred in the 14th century DR, Del Reckoning, and and lasted for several years, marking a time of great strife and upheaval. It was characterized by political intrigue, assassinations, and widespread violence as various noble factions vied for control of the throne following the assassination of King Aelamander II and his family. This brutal conflict saw noble factions vying for the throne. The war highlighted the volatile nature of noble ambitions and the fragility of the kingdom's political structure. Stability was eventually restored under Queen Zaranda Astar and her consort, King Hydrak III, marking the end of the Civil War and the beginning of a new era of peace and prosperity for Tithir. Although she is born from nobility, she does not carry any hint of social elitism despite some of her chiding moments of banter. She is also a half-elf dual-class druid and fighter. This means she can wear heavy armor, but due to her limited strength, she has to be careful how much weight is carried to still be an effective companion. Her ability as a druid carries some very potent spells, but that also means she is limited to druid weapon sets. Although she cannot achieve mastery in any one type of weapon, we will be sure to give her some scimitar bonuses, which in the rule set we find her in doesn't classify as swords. In the Baldur's Gate novels, Jaheira has an alignment with Mia Haliki, a neutral good goddess of forests and nature. The books often conflict with details from the game. However, this is a situation that appears to be consistent with the games. She is aligned as a true neutral, which coincides with her sense of harmony and balance. So to recap, Jaheira is a half-elf, meaning half-elf and half-other humanoid. In this case, she is half-human. A priest of Mia Haliki, a neutral goddess, and a dual-classed fighter and druid. When it comes to balance, we can definitely see that Jaheira practices what she preaches. Jaheira dresses in tactical and normal clothes, and would prefer to sleep outside under a canvas of stars rather than inside an opulent bedroom at the finest house or inn. With our party now bolstered by the addition of Zar, Montaron, Khalid, and Jaheira, we are urged by our new companions to head to Nashkel and investigate the troubled mines where the iron crisis has been plaguing the region. After a well-deserved night's rest, we will set out early in the morning, just before sunrise, to tackle the challenges that lie ahead. There is an interesting dynamic with our party. Khalid is neutral good, whereas Jaheira is neutral. So she's at odds with some characters, but individuals like Montaron seem to get a free pass. It's not long before we run into a patrol of Flaming Fist soldiers, noted for keeping the peace at Baldur's Gate.
I serve the Flaming Fist!
You there! You're under arrest for banditry and highway robbery. We know you're part of that bandit group who's been terrorizing the coastway. Give yourselves up, or there will be trouble.
You've got the wrong guys. We're not part of any bandit gang.
Really now? Why would we believe you?
Look, sir, we really don't want any trouble. Like you, we're hunting down bandits in the region.
So you're hunting the bandits. Well, who hired you to take on the bandits? Or are you doing it out of the goodness of your heart?
No one hired us. We're adventurers who are just trying to help out the people of the Sword Coast.
All right. Maybe I was wrong about the bunch of you. You're free to go.
As the sun dips below the horizon, our adventurers find themselves drawing near to the bustling town of Nashkel. However, the journey has not been without its challenges, as the trail is fraught with the threat of bandits and other hidden perils. For now, it seems wise to take a moment to rest and regroup, finding a safe haven to shelter from the night's dangers.
Unnecessary bloodshed was successfully avoided. You definitely have a silver tongue.
Yes, well done. I would hate to spill a soldier's blood over a misunderstanding. Although I do love how Jaheira looks while swinging a sword.
I can definitely tell how much you care for each other. Both of you were ready to defend the other against the Flaming Fist.
Khalid is strong and capable, but I could never sit back and allow for him to be hurt. We are a pair, and should you choose to release one of us, then the other would also depart your party. But enough chatter. Get some rest, for tomorrow we must arrive in Nashkel.
As our adventurers finally arrive in Nashkel, they are met with a sudden and unwelcome surprise. A bounty hunter has tracked them down, seeking to claim the reward on their heads.
It may be a touch unladylike. I'm gonna slit your throat, I am.
Just fancy my luck seeing you stroll in here bold as day. I expected a hunt and chase from the description. But who am I to argue easy coins in the purse? May the Lord of Shadows guide you swiftly to your death.
But our party is not caught off guard, and Jaheira springs into action using her mastery of healing magic to tend to any wounds and bolster the party's defenses. With her skilled support, our companions are ready to face whatever dangers lie ahead, and the bounty hunter is quickly dispatched in a fierce and decisive battle.
You are amusing, in a what the hell is wrong with you kind of way.
You live longer if you don't annoy me. Mayhaps even a week or more.
I don't want to seem confrontational, but could you be a little less, evil?
Oh, speak no more, lest ye gorge my sweet tooth.
Keep your distance. I doubt your motives are as you claim.
Your wit be as sharp as my blade. Do we exchange jabs? Or will ye cease your prattle?
The darkness within our midst is revealed as some of our companions' true intentions are exposed. As members of the Harpers, a group sworn to vanquish evil, Khalid and Jaheira have been secretly working to undermine the nefarious forces that threaten the land. The inevitable confrontation with these dark forces draws near, and our party must now confront the moral complexities of their own allegiances and the weight of their choices, as the line between good and evil is about to be drawn.
Usually everyone proves themselves, but there is something disturbing about you.
Why must you goad us into other people's concerns? Can you not just let us mind our own enterprise?
I had thought none could be so beyond the bounds of goodness. Certainly you need help.
I begin to see your true nature, and 'tis as I expected. None are as insufferably righteous as Harpers.
My power overwhelms. Let misery's reign commence.
After a well-deserved respite at the tavern, our party of 4 adventurers savor the warmth and comfort of a hearty meal and a foamy mug of ale as they replenish their strength. They also ponder the daunting task ahead, navigating the treacherous mines and the unknown dangers that lurk within. Recognizing the perils that lie ahead, they wisely decide to seek out additional allies to bolster their ranks, hoping that together they may stand a better chance of survival and success in the unforgiving wilderness and the mysterious dangers that may lurk in the mines.
For the glory of Am!
Hello there. I recognize Jaheira in your group, so you must be the adventurers I was expecting. I am Baron Gaskill, Mayor of Nashkel, and I am happy to welcome you. I am sorry we had to meet under these circumstances.
Save your pleasantries and answer my questions. How did you know of my plans to come to Nashkel?
I thought Jaheira would travel with a group that had better manners. I guess even the best of people must work with lowlifes occasionally.
if only to get the job done. As for your question, I knew you were coming because I spoke with friends of Jaheira, mutual acquaintances that I knew would respond to my plea.
I apologize. You have to understand we have been attacked at every stop we make. What do you need from me?
I need you to descend into the mine southeast of town and find out why our miners have been going missing. Hopefully you will also discover why the ore taken from the mine is tainted. Solving these two things won't fix all of our problems, but it's the first step to relieving the efforts of the iron crisis. Proceed with all possible haste, and you will be handsomely rewarded for your efforts. Go now. After meeting with the mayor, our party gains valuable insight into the dire situation plaguing the mines. It becomes clear that the sooner they can gather a more formidable party, the better equipped they will be to tackle the challenges and threats that lie ahead. With this newfound understanding, our adventurers set their sights on recruiting additional companions, knowing that a stronger and more diverse party will be essential in resolving the issues plaguing the mines. As the moon casts its silvery glow over the quaint town of Nashkel, our party stumbles upon a towering figure, his rugged features illuminated by the lunar light. Clad in archery gear and wielding a sword, the behemoth of a man exudes a sense of rugged determination. A striking purple swirl adorns half his face, reminiscent of the ancient runic markings worn by the fierce Rashman berserkers. Our memories of the diverse cultures we read about in Candlekeep come flooding back, and we recall the tales of these fierce warriors. Perhaps we think this imposing figure might be the perfect addition to our party, joining our desperate travelers in butt-kicking for goodness.
Cool one, sir. Stand and deliver, that my hamster might have a better look at you.
I agree, Boo. They look to be friendly. Greetings, we are Minsk and Boo. We have traveled far to explore this land, but now my charge Dinah here has been taken from us. 'Twas gnolls, and once we have tracked them, I will beat sense into their heads until they release her. Accompany us, and the bards will sing the deeds of Minsk and Boo, and friends.
The classic dilemma of the damsel in distress. How could anyone decline such an adorable hamster?
Take heart, fellow adventurers, for you have curried the favor of Boo, the only miniature giant space hamster in the realm. My friend and companion ever since my head wound, he will lead us to victory, onward to the Gnoll stronghold in the west. Tarry not, we must go soon.
With the ranger's imposing presence now part of our party, we learn of his dire situation. His mage companion has been taken captive by the Gnolls, who hold their stronghold far to the west of Nashkel. Moved by his plea for help, we agree to aid him in his quest to rescue the witch named Dinah here. This development resonates with Khalid, who sees the potential good deed and benefits of acquiring a capable mage to aid our party. Moreover, Jaheira's pragmatic nature will likely appreciate the strategic advantage that a skilled mage could bring to our efforts to clear the mines and overcome the challenges that lie ahead. The only obstacle standing between us and the rescue of the mage lies within the stronghold of the Gnolls, a compound teeming with dog-like humanoids who have no regard for diplomacy. These ferocious creatures, driven by their primal instincts, will not be swayed by words or reason, and we must prepare ourselves for a fierce and unforgiving battle to reach our goal of freeing Dinah here. Our party wages a relentless battle against the hordes of dogmen, fighting wave after wave of the ferocious creatures. As we press on, Jaheira unleashes her entanglement spell, ensnaring the Gnolls and rendering them vulnerable to our attacks. With the area finally cleared, we gaze upon the gruesome scene before us. The pits are filled with the bodies of prisoners and fallen victims. But amidst the carnage, we notice movement in one of the pits. A figure clad in royal purple attire cautiously emerges from the shadows, eyeing us with a mixture of wariness and curiosity. Could this be the lost mage that Minsk has been searching for?
Thy decency is refreshing. So many we meet are lacking.
I thank thee for saving me. 'Twas courageous to follow the likes of Minsk into battle. if a touch foolish. I have naught to offer thee in return, save my services in battle. Mayhaps I could travel with thee a while, and an opportunity may arise for repayment of my debt. Minsk is, well, Minsk, but he hath a strong sword arm whilst I am practiced in the arcane arts. Shall we join?
How did you come to be captured by the likes of these creatures?
Alas, we were ambushed in the night. Minsk was overcome by yet another blow to the head, and I was spirited away before he could recover. With but 2 eyes apiece, there is naught more we could have done. Certainly 'twill be safer for all of us if we join together. What sayest thou?
You are welcome in our company. One cannot have too many friends. This is my childhood friend Imoin, the harpers Khalid and Jaheira, and, of course, you know Minsk.
I have no doubt thou shalt make an interesting traveling companion.
With the rescue of Minsk's witch, we are introduced to a powerful and enigmatic figure who reveals her true title as a Wicklarin, a term meaning wise old women in the ancient language of Halardrim. The official game archives gives us a little more insight about the description of Dynahir. The High Othlor has sent her to the Sword Coast for the purpose of investigating a prophecy. The Othlor does not find the prophecy of too great of import, which is why Dynahir, a relatively low-ranking witch-alarn, was chosen to investigate. Dynahir hopes that she will have an opportunity to prove herself in the eyes of the Othlor and takes her mission very seriously. This wise and beautiful companion is an intelligent, lawful, good evoker, possessing a constitution that will undoubtedly serve us well in the trials ahead. Minsk's admiration for her is palpable, and it's clear that he sees her value extends far beyond her striking ebony-skinned glow. Khalid, too, seems to relish the prospect of traveling alongside this new companion, his eyes sparkling with excitement. However, Jaheira's demeanor remains reserved, her expression unreadable as she hands Dynahir an extra staff, her thoughts and feelings remaining a mystery to us all. With our party now fully assembled and comprised of strong and capable fighters, spellcasters, and a skilled thief capable of uncovering traps in the most treacherous and obscure locations, we feel a sense of confidence and readiness to tackle the challenges within the Nashkel Mine. Khalid and Jaheira, seasoned veterans of their own right, offer words of reassurance, reminding us that they have faced far greater dangers and emerged victorious. As the night wears on, Jaheira remains vigilant. While soaking in the sounds of nature, her eyes scan the darkness as she watches over our party with a quiet intensity. Though her face is shrouded in shadows, it's clear that her gaze lingers lovingly on Khalid as he slumbers, a tender moment that speaks to the deep bond between these two companions. The campfire keeps our party warm as a cool forest breeze envelops us, and we begin to feel a sense of unity and determination, ready to face whatever perils lie ahead and overcome the obstacles that threaten the mine. As we continue our journey through the world of Faerun, I hope you're all enjoying the story so far. I take great care to craft these lore videos in a narrative format so that the context of the actions and words of the characters isn't lost in the retelling of their stories. While I love creating these videos, they do require a significant amount of time and effort, as I'm an army of one when it comes to production. Your engagement and support mean the world to me, and it's what motivates me to keep creating content for you all. If you want to ensure you don't miss any future videos, please consider clicking the notification bell icon. It lets YouTube know that our small channel matters and deserves your attention. Thank you all for your support, and I'm excited to continue our journey as we uncover the lore of Jaheira. Now, let's gather our party and venture forth. The weary travelers press onward, navigating the rugged countryside and enduring the relentless elements. At last, they arrive at a stretch of rocky terrain dominated by a sizable crater, the site of the mine they were sent to investigate. Standing amidst the scene is a tall man, his demeanor tense, yet his attire surprisingly refined compared to the scant, rough garments of the laborers toiling nearby. He introduces himself as Emerson, the mine supervisor.
So you want to take a look at me mine, do you?
Though clearly troubled, he wastes no time in acknowledging the party's mission to address the troubling disappearances of workers. Without hesitation, he grants them access to the mine. The group makes their way to the gaping mouth of the mine, its dark interior concealing whatever horrors might lurk within.
Stand away, citizen!
The soldiers stationed nearby exchange uneasy glances before stepping aside. It is clear they are more than willing to let the newcomers face whatever mysteries the mine holds. The mines are dimly lit by scattered torches, their flickering light barely holding the oppressive darkness at bay. The workers move about with haunted expressions, their eyes darting nervously to the shadows as if expecting something to lunge out at any moment. So consumed are they by their fear that they scarcely notice our arrival. One miner, braver than the rest, cautiously approaches us. His voice is low and trembling as he urges us to leave while we still can. He speaks of terrible stories, of little demons that have been attacking both miners and guards without mercy. He suggests that others in the mine might know more, though the fear in his voice makes it clear he expects no good will come of this. We follow his lead and attempt to speak with a miner who claims to have faced the creatures directly.
Leave us be. 'Tis much work to be done.
But as we approach, the man's composure crumbles. His face twists with terror and he lets out a panicked scream. "They're coming! They're coming to kill us all!" he shrieks before fleeing into the shadows, his cries echoing eerily through the cavern until they are swallowed by silence. We glance back at our party, and both Khalid and Jaheira meet our gaze with steady, resolute expressions. Their confidence is unspoken but palpable, a silent reassurance that not only is our help desperately needed here, but that we will endure this trial together and bring an end to the troubles haunting the mine. Our adventurers finally reach an ominous entrance, its shadowy maw exuding a sense of foreboding. As the group hesitates, our sharp-eyed thief scans the area and quickly spots a series of cleverly hidden traps. She pauses, a flicker of doubt crossing her face, and admits her reluctance to disarm them. These traps are more intricate and treacherous than anything she has faced before, especially in a place this dark, teeming with lurking giant spiders and kobolds armed with flaming arrows. Sensing her hesitation, Jaheira steps forward, her voice steady and reassuring.
You may not have faced dangers like this before,
she says, her tone calm yet encouraging.
But I've seen your skill and your courage. I have no doubt you can guide us safely forward. Trust in yourself, as we trust in you.
Buoyed by Jaheira's faith, the thief steels herself, determination flickering in her eyes as she prepares to lead the way. With the traps carefully disarmed, our party ventures deeper into the suffocating darkness of the mine. The faint glow of distant torchlight flickers ahead, illuminating the outline of a hidden base nestled within the cavern. Sensing the growing tension, Khalid takes a steadying breath, gripping his weapon tightly as he steps forward to lead the way.
If you wish, but I'm not a very inspiring leader.
His courage unwavering despite his natural inclination to be wary of unseen dangers that might await. As seasoned harpers, both Khalid and Jaheira have braved countless perils in shadowed, unfamiliar places. Yet, in this moment, their greatest strength comes from the quiet assurance they find in one another's presence. A shared glance between them speaks volumes, an unspoken bond forged through trust, resilience, and the certainty that together they can face whatever lies ahead.
You have need of me?
The adventurers step cautiously into the concealed lair, their eyes adjusting to the dim torchlight that dances across the walls. The cavern is eerily silent, and at first glance, it seems deserted. To their right, however, they notice a surprisingly well-furnished room, complete with luxurious seating and neatly stacked barrels. Judging by the abundance of supplies, it's clear this hideout was designed to sustain someone in isolation for months on end. Before they can investigate further, a figure emerges from the shadows. He is a towering, muscular man clad in black and deep purple armor, accented with silver trim, the intricate design glinting faintly in the candlelight. His sunken, dark eyes narrow in surprise at the sight of the group. Though his posture is tense, he doesn't appear immediately hostile. His hands rest firmly on his weaponry, not out of fear, but as if by instinct, a silent warning to approach carefully. The tension in the air is palpable as the party prepares for whatever comes next.
What? How'd you get in here?
Before we can utter a word, the armored man speaks, his voice sharp and laced with bitterness. He reveals that he has been the ones giving commands to the kobold guardians that have attacked the miners, and accuses us of being sent by someone named Tazak to kill him. As he continues, a darker truth emerges. He has been deliberately sabotaging the mine, ensuring that no untainted iron could be produced. His motives remain unclear, but his defiance is unmistakable. He takes a step forward, his grip tightening on his weapons, as his eyes blaze with resolve.
No one sent us, but thy head is in no less danger. Reveal thy treachery, and mayhaps we will be merciful.
Tazok did not send thee, then thou art dead. Help, my minions, help!
From the shadows, a sudden swarm of kobolds and skeletons emerges, their movements unnervingly synchronized as they respond to the commands of our foe. Chaos erupts in an instant, but Jaheira is quick to act, executing precise crowd control maneuvers to stem the tide of enemies. Khalid fights with unyielding bravery, his blade cutting through the ranks of attackers as he shields the party. Meanwhile, our protagonist seizes the opportunity to slip behind Mulahay, striking with precision to disrupt his ability to cast cleric spells. The battle is fierce and unrelenting, but at last, the tide turns in our favor. One by one, our enemies fall, until silence returns to the cavern. In the aftermath, Jaheira stands tall amidst the fallen, her confidence unwavering. In the dim torchlight, beads of sweat glisten on her skin, lending her an almost otherworldly aura, a force of nature personified. With practiced ease, she wipes the blood from her scimitar, her gaze steady and resolute. The battle is over, but her poise and strength leave no doubt that she is ready for whatever comes next. Our party ascends from the depths of the mine, the air growing fresher with each step as we leave the shadows behind. With our task complete, we begin the journey back to Nashkel, eager to report our findings to the mayor. Among the discoveries made during our exploration was a small vial of mysterious liquid. Though its purpose was unclear at first, Mulahay's careless words had revealed its secret. It was the key to sabotaging the mine, a substance used to corrupt the iron and render it brittle and unusable. The weight of this revelation lingers. The plot against the mine runs deeper than we imagined, and the vial in our possession may be the evidence needed to unravel the truth behind this conspiracy. With resolve renewed, we press on toward Nashkel, ready to shed light on the darkness that has plagued the region.
You have returned. It would seem I was right to trust you. The town thanks you wholeheartedly and is pleased to give you the proper reward. Please, take this 900 gold for your efforts. It is a small fortune by anyone's standards. Thank you again.
I also found this vial of liquid on one of the kobolds in the mines. I think it might have something to do with the iron.
I'm no master of metals, but you might want to show that to Thunderhammer up in Bearghost. He might know a little more. Again, thank you for all you've done. Our adventurers press onward, piecing together the trail of clues that gradually unveils the truth behind the Iron Crisis.
The journey is fraught with peril, but Jaheira and Khalid prove to be steadfast allies. Their wisdom and courage invaluable at every turn. Their unwavering support and deep insight into the challenges we face serve as a constant reminder of the strength found in unity and shared purpose. As the events of Baldur's Gate 1 draw to a close, we find ourselves reflecting on all that we have endured and all that we have learned from these remarkable harpers. Their guidance has left an indelible mark, shaping us into stronger, more resolute adventurers. Though this chapter ends, we know the road ahead remains long and full of challenges. There will, no doubt, be plenty of opportunities for our Harper friends to lend their wisdom and skill once more. With the bonds we've forged and the lessons we've learned, we face the future with hope, ready to tackle whatever dangers await. Thank you for watching part 1 of this 3-part story-driven exploration of Jaheira's lore. For those familiar with Baldur's Gate 2, you'll understand why it was crucial to first delve into Jaheira's beginnings, her personality, her values, and the foundations of her character. Setting the stage for who she was adds deeper context and emotional weight to the events that will unfold later in her story. I truly enjoy creating these lore-focused videos and always look forward to reading your comments. Your feedback not only inspires me, but also helps me craft content that's more engaging and relevant to your interest. So, please feel free to share your insights or let me know what you'd like to see in the future. If you enjoyed spending time with me, perhaps you'll enjoy this video as well. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, take care and happy adventuring.